Hello, everyone, and welcome to an episode of Banished. Game I just picked up. This is the non-Steam version, and that's a whole nother conversation that I'm not going to get into right now. But so far of what I've played of it, and obviously you now have an overview of what I'm working on, I'm actually enjoying it so far. It kind of gave me what the newest SimCity couldn't, and I'm not really sure what that is, but I find myself playing this more than anything else. When it comes to city builders, this brings you back like to the really old school way of playing. Kind of like when the first SimCities came out, not the way the big sprawling mass management that they want you to do now versus the little tiny things before where you had to worry about where things were placed for efficiency's sake. Let's go ahead and get into my city that I was just working on here. Let's see if it'll. And so far, what I've seen, the graphics are good. Um, the water is decently realistic. You can zoom right down in, which is nice, and then you can come almost all the way out to a top-down view. This one is pretty well established. I've been working on this one for a little while. Um, Population is not where I really want it to be, but I've been kind of lazy in my houses, mainly just because I haven't learned the way the game reacts to balance yet. So where you have to have a certain number of farms for this many people, and what I've seen is that you kind of struggle between resources because you have to balance what you're picking up, because if you call too many people off, these fields won't get farmed, so to speak. If that's, I don't think that's the term I'm looking for, but we'll just roll with it for right now. They won't get tended to the way they're supposed to. That's what I meant to say. Um, and then you end up losing your food count because of that. Because I just started recovering within the last 2 years. This over 3,000 at the end of the year, which is good because then I actually can go through the entire winter. I can go give them big, massive cut down or resource gathering projects. I don't really need to worry about stone or iron at this point because I do have the mine that I can send people to. And I also do have the quarry, which it doesn't produce a ton of stone, but it produces enough for little projects. Right now, I'm pretty much set. I also do have the two stockpiles plus the market, so, and a trading post if all else fails. Sorry, that wasn't the trading post. But other than that, like this field here just started getting worked. I mean, you notice my food limit is at 9.99. I think there is a bug so far. I had that set at 5,000, and my food limit was not. I mean, I was almost at zero when it was claiming that I was at my limit. So I don't know if that's a bug in the game that hasn't been fixed yet, or if there's a patch that I'm not aware of yet. I do have some mixed stone houses. I don't want to convert them all just yet. It seems kind of like a remote waste of resources. I don't really see a benefit in giving the stone houses. It doesn't seem like there's much of a difference. Um, Even child wise, whether or not you actually get well, another child was born, um, more of a higher chance of getting a child out of a stone house. It just seems like it's an aesthetic thing. Um, and so far, I haven't run into the fire risk at all that um, is claimed to be in the game. But I've also got the well too, so that might not mean anything at all because of that. It might negate it. Um, I do have obviously this still out here. But initially, I started off with just this guy, and I did not have it planning, and I clear cut. As you can obviously see, there's still holes. I clear cut this entire area. There was nothing left. I mean, I took all the resources. Even this area, too. This area was completely filled, and I totally just clear cut it. My intention is to expand the city north, and then I'm going to expand the city south. Um, Down into these areas here because there's a lot of resources down in here that I can get that are just static. They don't have to put up a mine or anything for. I can just take them. I mean, they're everywhere. There's stone and iron all throughout this map. And then a giant lake in the center. I could even get some fishing going on, some fisheries up here. Um, I haven't seen much else in the way of news about this game as far as updates and what's going to be added. I would like to see some things added to the game. Um, just some more buildings. There's really like once you've built the chapel, you've built your town hall, your tavern, your trading post. There's really not many special buildings you can build that have any sort of real purpose. I'm assuming at some point you're going to have, where you have to worry about being attacked. You have to worry about trading with, indigenous people that are obviously already here. All you seem to get are nomads that want to join your city, which is kind of confusing because usually people don't just walk up and say, "Hey, can we join your city?" They try to take you over by force. But I'm assuming they don't want to become like, Age of Empires or anything like that. I'll probably get flagged for saying that, but whatever, for the time being at least. But all in all, so far it's actually been pretty fun. I've actually really enjoyed it. It's peaceful in a way. I mean, it doesn't throw tons of things at you at once. I mean, you get people that die occasionally, and you have to watch. Um, you know, the biggest thing is your number of laborers. That really is what can ruin you fast because when it comes time to harvest, and I'll show you actually, I will watch this over here, that if you don't have enough laborers, your farmers are the ones that actually are bringing things to the market. And if you don't have enough, they do it too slowly, and you end up not harvesting fields because of it, and then you lose out on their yield, and then you end up struggling through the winter, and people end up dying of starvation. I mean, I've lost probably 10 people because of that. And when your numbers are already this low, you need every person because when it comes down to it, you can't spare your woodcutter, you can't spare your blacksmith, you can't spare your foresters because they're doing you a job. I mean, like I said, I clear cut this entire area, and without those foresters, I'd have no resources. I'd be going, way out here to get resources, and I want to try to leave these untapped until I try to expand, and then I need the stone, need the iron. Not necessarily the logs, because those can be just regrown. It really doesn't matter. I even have the orchard, which I really probably should cut down because I'm losing trees, and I'm not fully understanding why. I don't know if they're being taken for resources or if they're just dying and then they have to be regrown after so many years. I don't understand that part of it, but maybe somebody will leave it in the comments and I'll be able to figure it out. Nope, another adult. No, it died of old age, damn it. That's good to use. If you can see kind of the ratio that I'm getting here, you really want to see that someone's being born for every person that dies. And that hopefully will replace. I mean, I got 13 children and now 9 students, so these 9 students most of them should come out at the same time, so I should be back. If you can hover around the 40 range, I'm pretty sure there are people out there that have 100 populations and you can just do massive things, but really, you end up fighting when you have this small for every little thing you can get. Let's see here. Shit, I'm gonna lose these crops. And that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm gonna actually end up losing some of these fields because of this. Because there are not enough laborers. There we go. Back over 3,000, that's okay. These two are gonna go soon. This is the other thing I noticed too. There's a lot of resource whoring. I mean, that's bad. I mean, that's hoarding to the max. One person has that many resources. And then that one has so little. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. There's no balance. And people seem to take more than they need. Like, this is outrageous. I mean, there's 4 people here. 2 of them being a child and then 2 adults. Like, why? And then this one has almost nothing. I just don't understand it. Shut up, sheep. No one asked you. So close. That's just messed up. This is the guy that can bring me seeds. God damn it. Hang on, maybe she's bringing more supplies there. He's built up real quick. I already moved in too good. Get these houses uncrowded. Alright, though, I think we're going to leave it at that. If I get more interest, we'll probably do a new video with a new city. We'll start over. That'll probably be the way that we'll take it, if I get any interest in this video at all. As always, leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. We'll see you guys again next time.